I want to give you guys some breaking news. Mr. Met 40 ounce exclusive right here.
All right.
I will be traveling. I will be traveling to Tijuana within the next 2 weeks or so. There will be another Tijuana malt liquor or Valentine Ale Massacre video happening. Just that will be happening. That's going to be a regular occurrence every 3 to 4 months on both of my channels. That's going to happen.
Will you be doing malt liquor drink videos with a prostitute?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've done 2 already.
Here, Crabcake is here to announce, on top of Mr. Met 40 ounces announcement, that he will be ready with a box of tissues and some Jergens lotion.
See, here's how it usually goes. I'll give you guys the lowdown on how it works. I go in there, I get my fucking hotel room and shit, which is right above the fucking Hong Kong Gentlemen's Club. If you Google it, it's right above it. The hotel is. You go downstairs, you go get a couple of beers, cervezas and shit. They don't sell malt liquor down in Mexico. You can't get it there. So I have to take it.
What a
I
shit.
gotta take malt liquor across the border. So anyways, fucking, I go, I walk around the joint. I try to find one that's a nice-looking woman that's got a nice rear end that's friendly. And sometimes that's tough, you know, and they got to understand enough English. I got the Google Translate app. And then I go up to them and I say, hey, you want to make a video? No sex. And she's like, video? No. They don't want to make a video. I'm like, no. Let me show you. So I show them real quick the last one that I did, or just where we got a ski mask. I said, I got an extra mask for you. I pay you for your time. That's it. And what do you say? And a lot of times they turn me down, but then you always find 1 or 2 that are like, yeah, absolutely. So my goal is I'm going to try to find 2 of them at the same time next time I go. So I got one on each knee, sitting on my knee.
Oh,
and,
boy!
I'll make sure they look good. We're gonna work it out. Don't worry.
All right.
After the video is complete, I go take a giant piss, and then I usually end up wrecking them after the video's complete. So that's how it goes.
I've always loved Mr. Met 40 ounce's description of how he has intercourse with women as wrecking them. That's like amazing. I've actually never used that description for any sort of intercourse before, but now I'm going to.
Now, when you have been doing these Tijuana hookers, have you came back with any viruses or diseases?
No. I've been doing this for years, and no, you have to wear a condom, and they have a card. They have a health card. And if you ask to see it, they have to present you that card, stating when their last testing was.
All right.
I have never had a problem. I've never had a knock on some fake ass wood. But you know, I'm very careful with what I do. I don't fuck around with that shit.
That's great.
Right.
You know, because that's a death sentence, you know.
Oh yeah.
The investment, the cost.
Exactly. And they want to stay in business, so it's in their best interest to do the right thing too.
Right.
We really appreciate that visual aid. Thank you.
Yeah, what do you leave behind? How much money do you leave behind?
Well, it depends. You got to negotiate that when you're sitting down having a drink with them. You have to negotiate what the terms of the agreement. That's all it is. They're all independent contractors, and the reason why I go to Mexico to do this is that, first of all, the atmosphere, it caters to Americans, and there's nobody there that's against their will. There's not any trafficking going on, and they're not underage, so you don't have to worry about violating somebody's human condition. I don't want to do that. I'm not about that, and that's why I refuse to solicit prostitution in the United States. I will not do it ever. Because a lot of times those women are against their will.
Yeah, no, you said
they're underage or being trafficked, and I'm not going to do that. Massage parlors, a lot of them in there, they're held against their will to do that, and I don't want to participate in that. That's why I go to Mexico to do it.
When Haystack was staying in the Bay Area, well, he stayed in the Bay Area, and then he's traveled south to Monterey, and he stayed at Airbnb. And the owner actually said, you know, like when we were leaving, that he said we're renovating the place across the street, and we're actually going to have like Airbnbs across the street. And I was like, oh, that's nice. That's really nice. He said, yeah, before that, it was actually a massage parlor, and he said
a massage parlor.
They had awful like crime and like, you know, people hanging out.
Yep.
Dudes going in, coming out, just like total degenerates, going in and out. And he said
it drives the neighborhood down. Yeah, I know.
And he said it drove the neighborhood down, and finally we got the cops after them, and we found out that they had all sorts of underage prostitutes that were part of part of a sex trafficking ring.
Yep.
And it was crazy. It was crazy to hear that, because up here in rural Maine, nobody really even knows how to have sex anyways.
Yeah. You see here in Oakland, in East Oakland, you got what's called the track, and it's 73rd International and Hagenberger. That's a three-way intersection over there, and the track, it goes down International Boulevard through Oakland, and that's some of the worst areas in Oakland. The worst right now is West Oakland, which is like a lot of vatos and fucking Chicano gangsters and Mexican gangsters, cholos. But in East Oakland, you got the black gangsters over there, and you got some Asian gangsters, and they work together, and that's the most trafficked area for underage girls and like sex slavery and stuff. It's a fucking cesspool, and the Oakland PD is trying to clean that up, but they just don't have the money. It's like they'll arrest 10 people or whatever, and then the next day it's 25 more people to take their place. It's a disaster. So they're trying to clean that shit up. I say they just legalize it, and then all that shit would basically disappear. But that's the libertarian talk.